Students, let us next see the perpendicular bisector theorem. Now this theorem consists of two parts. These are not the important theorems, only the result or the statement of the theorem you have to learn, and this you have to use as the application in the next exercise. Now part 1 of the theorem is every point on the perpendicular bisector of a segment is equidistant from the endpoints of the segment. Now look at the figure here. Line L is the perpendicular bisector of segment AB at point M. Point P is any point on L. So you have to prove that this PA equal to PB. Now the construction is join PA and PB. Now in triangle PMA and triangle PMB, segment PM is congruent to segment PM common side. Angle PMA congruent to angle PMB, each is right angle. And segment AM congruent to segment BM, this is given. So therefore, triangle PMA congruent to triangle PMB by SAS test, and therefore segment PA congruent to segment PB, corresponding sides of the congruent triangles. Hence, like P, if any point on the perpendicular bisector is equidistant from end points of the segment. Now the part 2 of the theorem is any point equidistant from the endpoint of the segment lies on the perpendicular bisector of the segment. Now this is the converse of the above statement. So given point P is any point equidistant from endpoints of the segment AB. So therefore PA equal to PB. Now we have to prove that P is on the perpendicular bisector of segment AB. Now construction, take midpoint M of segment AB and draw line PM. Now in triangle PAM and triangle PBM, segment PA congruent to segment PB, this is given. Segment AM congruent to segment BM, this is by construction. And segment PM congruent to segment PM, this is the common side. Therefore, triangle PAM congruent to triangle PBM by SSS test. So, angle PMA is congruent to angle PMB, corresponding angles of the congruent triangles. Therefore, angle PMA plus angle PMB is equal to 180 degree by linear pair axiom. But since PMB is equal to PMA, twice PMA is equal to 180, so PMA is equal to 90 degree. Therefore, segment PM is perpendicular to segment AB. So, the point M is the midpoint of segment AB. Therefore, line PM is the perpendicular bisector of segment AB. So, point P is on the perpendicular bisector of segment AB. Now, after this perpendicular bisector theorem, let us next see the angle bisector theorem. Now, every point, now this angle bisector theorem also consists of two parts. And this theorem also is you have to use in the application while solving the sums of the next exercise. So just learn the statement of these theorems so that you can use them as a reason in the next exercise. Now part 1 you see here, every point on the bisector of an angle is equidistant from the sides of the angle. Now ray QS is the bisector of angle PQR. Point A is on ray QS. Segment AB perpendicular to ray QP and segment AC perpendicular to ray QR. So you have to prove that segment AB is congruent to segment AC. Now you can write down the proof of this congruence of this triangle. Now for triangle So these two triangles ABQ and ACQ, they are congruent by hypotenuse side test, and therefore AB is congruent to AC. Now the second part of the theorem is here: any point equidistant from the sides of the angle is on the bisector of the angle. Now here it is given that A is a point in the interior of angle APQR. So segment AC is perpendicular to ray QR and segment AB is perpendicular to ray QP, and AB is equal to AC. So now we have to prove that ray QA is the bisector of angle PQR, that is angle BQA is equal to angle CQA. Now here also these two triangles ABQ and ACQ, they are congruent by hypotenuse side test, and therefore triangle ABQ is congruent to triangle ACQ by hypotenuse side test, and so angle AQB is congruent to angle CQA, corresponding angles of the congruent triangles. Now next theorem we will see here: properties of inequalities of the sides and angles of a triangle. Now if two sides of a triangle are unequal, then the angle opposite to the greater side is greater than angle opposite to the smaller side. So in triangle XYZ, side XZ is greater than side XY. So now you have to prove that angle XYZ is greater than angle XZY. Now take a point P on side XZ such that XY is equal to XP. Now draw YP. So in triangle XYP, XY is equal to XP. This is by construction. So angle XYP is congruent to angle XPY. Isosceles triangle theorem, give it equation number 1. Now angle XPY is the exterior angle of triangle YPZ. So XPY is greater than XZY or PZY. So angle XYP is greater than angle PZY by exterior angle theorem. So angle XYP is greater than angle XPZY. So from 1, now XYP plus PYZ, this is also greater than PZY. If A is greater than B and C is greater than 0, then A plus C is greater than B. So using this relation you will get angle XYZ is greater than angle PZY, or angle XYZ is greater than angle XZY. Now the converse of the above theorem: if two angles of a triangle are unequal, then the side opposite to the greater angle is greater than the side opposite to the smaller angle. Now this theorem, it can be proved by indirect proof. So in triangle ABC, angle B is greater than angle C. So you have to prove that AC is greater than AB. Now this AC and AB, these are the length of the segments of the triangle. Now here there are only 3 possibilities regarding the length of side AB and side AC of triangle ABC. Either AC is less than AB, or AC equal to AB, or AC is greater than AB. Now consider the first possibility. Let us assume AC is less than AB. So if two sides of the triangle are unequal, then the angle opposite to the greater side is greater. So using this relation you will get angle C is greater than angle B, but angle C is less than angle B, this is given. So this contradicts the this creates the contradiction, and therefore AC is less than AB is wrong. Now second one, if AC is equal to AB, then angle B is equal to angle C, but angle C is greater than angle B. This also creates the contradiction. Therefore AC is equal to AB is also wrong. So what is the third remaining possibility now? AC greater than AB is the only remaining possibility which is true. Now The next theorem is here, the sum of the two sides of the triangle is greater than the third side. Now in triangle ABC, you have to prove that AB plus AC is greater than BC, AB plus BC is greater than AC, or third one, AC plus BC is greater than AB. Now here do the construction. Take a point D on ray BA such that AD is equal to AC. So in triangle ACD, here AC equal to AD, this is by construction. So angle ACD is equal to angle ADC. So angle ACD plus angle ACB, it is greater than angle ADC. Now therefore angle BCD, it is greater than angle ADC. So side BD, it is greater than side BC, greater than side BC. Now here side BD, it is made up of AB plus AD. So AB, but AB plus AC, it is greater than BC since AD is equal to AC. Similarly, we can prove that AB plus BC is greater than AC and BC plus AC, it is greater than AB. See problem set, practice set 3.4 now. Given point A is on the bisector of angle XYZ. If AX is equal to 2, then to find AZ. Now AX perpendicular to XY and AZ perpendicular to YZ, this is given. So therefore YA is the bisector of angle XYZ. Every point on the bisector of the angle is equidistant from sides of the angle. Therefore AX is equal to AZ is equal to 2. Now second one, in figure angle RST is equal to 56 degree. Segment PT perpendicular to segment ray ST, segment PR perpendicular to ray SR, and segment PR is congruent to segment PT. You have to find out measure of angle RSP. Now here segment PT is perpendicular to segment ST and segment PR perpendicular to ray SR. This is given. So segment PR is congruent to segment PR is congruent to segment PT. This is given. So therefore ray SP is the bisector of angle RST. So measure of angle RSP is equal to half the measure of angle RST. So RSP is 56 degree. So half of 56 is 28 degree. Now in triangle PQR, PQ equal to 10 centimeters, PQR equal to 12 centimeters, PR equal to 8 centimeters. Find the greatest and the smallest angle of the triangle. Now side QR is greater than side PQ is greater than side PR. Therefore angle P is greater than angle R is greater than angle Q. The reason for this is if two sides of the triangle are unequal, then the angle opposite to the greater side is greater than the angle opposite to the smaller side. So greatest angle is angle P and the smallest angle is angle Q. Now in triangle FAN, angle F is equal to 80 degree, angle A equal to 40 degree. Find the greatest and smallest side of the triangle. State the reason. Now in triangle FAN, measure of angle F plus measure of angle A plus measure of angle N is equal to 180 degree. So 80 plus 40 plus measure of angle N, this is equal to 180 degree. So 120 plus measure of angle N is equal to 180. So angle N is equal to 60 degree. So angle F is greater than angle N is greater than angle A. So therefore side AN is greater than side AF is greater than side NF. So if two angles of a triangle are unequal, then the side opposite to the greater angle is greater than the side opposite to the smaller angle. So the greatest side is AN and the smallest side is NF. Now fifth sum, prove that the equilateral triangle is equiangular. Given triangle ABC is equilateral, side AB is equal to BC is equal to AC. To prove angle A is congruent to angle B is congruent to angle C. So in triangle ABC, side AB is congruent to side BC. This is given. Therefore, angle C is congruent to angle A by isosceles triangle theorem. Now side BC is congruent to side AC. This also is given. So angle A is congruent to angle B. Give it equation number 2 by isosceles triangle theorem. So from 1 and 2 we get angle A congruent to angle B is congruent to angle C. Now sixth one you have to prove that if the bisector of triangle BAC of triangle ABC is perpendicular to side BC, then the triangle ABC is an isosceles triangle. Now given in triangle ABC, AD is the bisector of angle BAC. Now AD perpendicular to side BC. Now you have to prove that triangle ABC is isosceles. Now in triangle ABD and in triangle ADC, angle BAD is congruent to angle CAD. Ray BD AD is the bisector of angle BAC. So segment AD is congruent to segment AD, common side. Angle ADB is congruent to angle ADC, both 90 degree. Then segment AD is perpendicular to side AC, therefore triangle ABD congruent to triangle ACD by ASA test. So side AB is congruent to side AC as corresponding sides of the congruent triangles. So triangle ABC is isosceles. Now seventh one, in triangle in figure, segment PR is congruent to segment PQ. Now you have to prove that segment PS is greater than segment PQ. Now in triangle PQR, segment PQ is congruent to segment PR. So angle PQR is congruent to angle PRQ, isosceles triangle theorem. Now angle PRQ is the exterior angle of triangle PRS. So angle PRQ is greater than angle PSQ. So angle PQR is greater than angle PSQ. And so you get here in triangle PQS, PQS is greater than PSQ. So segment PS is greater than segment PQ. So if two angles of a triangle are unequal, then the side opposite to the greater angle is greater than the side opposite to the smaller angle. Now the eighth sum, given in triangle ABC, segment AD and segment BE are altitudes. AE equal to BD. Now you have to prove that segment AD is congruent to segment BE. Now in right angle triangle ABD and triangle AEB, hypotenuse AB is congruent to hypotenuse AB, common side. Segment AE congruent to segment BD, this is given. So therefore triangle ABD is congruent to triangle ABE by hypotenuse side test. So segment AD is congruent to segment BE, corresponding sides of the congruent triangles.